What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I'm here to appeal to my people for your help and your donation to this GoFundMe in my quest to move to Ghana, West Africa in 2020. If you're seeing this on YouTube, it's only because I was trying to upload the video to the GoFundMe website, but it kept saying YouTube video. I don't understand that, because I am able to upload pictures from my computer directly to GoFundMe. Why can't I do a video? I'm over it. But I'm also doing this because since I began this campaign, I have wanted to produce a video where I could speak to donors directly, because it felt incomplete and disrespectful even to have a campaign where I'm raising money for a very worthy and honest cause and to not speak to the people directly face to face. So that's the other reason why I'm doing this. It's long overdue. But I'm asking you for your donation, whatever you have in your power. If it's $1, you know. If you're watching this video, then you've got some sort of a device, a computer, a laptop, a tablet, something. And so everybody's got something. And I'm only asking for whatever it is you have in your power, everybody. I'm moving to Ghana because it is the calling on my life, and it has been for years. I'm someone who lives very close to the universe. I've preached in many of my videos trying to inspire my people to learn how to listen to what I call the whisper. And it is that guidance, it is that true guidance, that if you silence your soul and if you put righteousness as the only pursuit in your life, you hear it and it guides you. And that's been my way since I can remember. So this is the calling, and the whisper has been on me for many years. And I started doing my serious research in 2015. I've reached out to people on the continent. I have been communicating with people. I have been absolutely researching the politics, the economics, all those things, really trying to understand as much as I can before I touch down there. The reason why I'm asking for $10,000 as the goal is because in my research, I have crunched the numbers to come up with what is an accurate and real number to ask your people for. Not trying to get wealthy, not trying to use or abuse my people's kindness, but what was real. With my own savings and everything that I'm doing, I came up with the figure of $10,000. And I'll tell you why. In my research, I've seen a lot of people who have moved to not just Ghana, but any country in Africa, and they've crashed and burned because they did not have an economic plan. They didn't study the economy. They didn't plan. They didn't know what they were doing. And many of them, it seemed like they were using the same philosophy as if you were just moving across town or something like that. You can't do that. You can't. You can't. Because your entire life here in America has to be liquidated. Every single thing must be liquidated. Even every piece of mail that you own. Gotta go. Gotta go. Has to be reconciled. But then there's the cost. There's the flight there, which is expensive. But once you get there, You got to have a place to live. You got to furnish it. You need utilities. You need a car. They have public transportation, but it's not like what we understand it to be here. You know, you need a car. So there's another expenditure. Food, everything you can imagine about survival, you need that. Because you're flying to the continent. You can't rent a U-Haul and take all your stuff with you. You can't. And if you're going to be so bold as says, I'm just going to have all my stuff shipped, you're looking at a whole different cost. So that's not practical. So I know that this is what I need. And it is my wish to die on African soil. Like all of you, I have lived my life only in this illusion that they call America. It's the worst place on earth you can live. It really is. I'm someone who has an international view of the world, you know. Even before my desire to move to Africa, I've always been intrigued with other places, how other people live, how they express existence, you know. And everything about this environment is artificial. I need to be where my soul can be seated. And I landed on Ghana because I'm originally from the state of Illinois. And if you look at Illinois on a map, and you look at Ghana, I don't think it's a mistake that they look a lot alike. We also know that West Africa is where most of the slaves came from. I know that I'm West African. I know it. And you must understand my life. You know, I'm someone who, you know, when I was born, my mother died when I was 6 months. I spent the first year of my life in the hospital. And I didn't come home and meet my family until I was 1 year old. And it wasn't until, of all the thoughts that I've had over my lifetime, and there's been a many a night, and there still is, that I sit in complete darkness, in silence, and I just beg God, let her just come to me. Can she just come to me, you know? Because it's a big hole in your heart. You never feel complete. You know, when anything that I've accomplished in life, you know, when your first violin recital or piano or French horn, when you graduate high school, you graduate college, you know, all the big milestones that you achieve in life, you know, prom, anything like that. There's always this thing, what would mom say? What would mom say? What would mom say? And it wasn't until the other week, whenever Thanksgiving was, that I had another thought that really jacked me up. I don't know what provoked it, but I realized I had never said the word mommy. Now I know for a lot of people that doesn't mean anything, you know. But for me, it just jacked me up, you know. Because whenever I came home at 1 year old, you know, I'm sure they were beginning to teach me how to talk and walk and all that stuff, but nobody ever had to say to me, say mommy, you know. So, anyway, I've always known the calling on my life since I was a child. I always knew I was born for something great. You know, I'm here for a purpose, and I always knew that, and I always took it seriously. You know, even back many years ago when I was doing a lot in the entertainment business, my only reason for pursuing entertainment was because I thought if I have money, I can help people. And if I'm famous, I have access. I can speak to a lot of people. People have to listen to me, you know. It was never about me. Like, I'm not someone who has, I'm not materialistic. I've never been that way in my life. Even when I've had money, you would never know it, because I don't spend money. I don't buy flashy stuff. I'm not into that. I'm not into that. I'm not into that. I don't wear jewelry and fancy clothes and all that stuff, you know. Even when I first bought a pair of Timberlands, I had been wearing the fake ones from Payless forever, until one of my friends told me, you know, when you buy a pair of Timberlands, if they wear out, you can send them back. They'll send you a new pair. What? Well, that was an investment. So there I was on my way to Hagerstown, Pennsylvania, or Maryland, to Timberland, to buy Timberlands, to invest in this boot that was like, that I love to wear. But now it was practical. Oh, that's why you should buy that, Jedi. It's practical, you know. But I'm not into stuff. I don't drive a fancy car, and I've never been materialistic. I'm not into stuff. So that's never been my burden. And I weep for people who are slaves to that, you know. I'm just not interested in that. I've never been, you know. But I go on to say that I don't have any reason to be in America anymore, you know. I don't have children. I don't have a wife. Both of which I know I will have in Africa. I even gave up trying to even think about or pursue that here, because then the first thing I'm going to have to say is, well, you know, I'm moving to Africa, and then I have to try and have her. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I think that happened because I had it on the wrong setting. I hope so. Anyway, I don't want to have to say to a potential wife here, yeah, you know, after feelings and all that are established, oh, you know, would you be willing to move to Africa? That's too much to ask a person, I think. So I put that off the table here. But I want to die on the soil of which I'm from, you know. And more than that, I want to be finally that source of information from A to Z that demystifies for my people how to move to Africa. Because I know in my heart that there are many of us, even some of you watching me now, who would already have been out of here if they just knew what to do or where to begin. You know, it can be daunting. But I understand the cost of the flight there, and then you have to establish a place to live, and you need a vehicle, and you need furniture, and you need food, and you need everything that you have here, you need there. All of it. You have to have everything. So that's why I've come up with this number, and I'm asking you to give whatever you have in your power to give. You don't got to be a big baller, everybody. You know, God bless and thank everyone who has donated and is donating. I thank you so much. You know, okay, so maybe you don't have the $200 donation that somebody else had, or the $100 donation, or the $50 donation, whatever. Give whatever you can, everybody. I'm asking you this because I know that this is something I should have been gone already. I should have been gone already. When I first spoke about this to the public was in 2015 in a video that I did. And I didn't know anything about GoFundMe or crowdfunding or any of that stuff. Didn't know. If I did, I'd be speaking to you from Ghana, West Africa right now, saying and showing you stuff and touring you and all of that, and and I would already begin my mission of building bridges for my people to come there. I would have already done that. I didn't know, but when you know better, you do better. I am a sincere man. Truth is the only thing that I live by. I do not have a deceptive bone in my body. Anyone that knows me will tell you that. As the baby of 9 children, I used to get my brothers and sisters in trouble growing up, not because I was trying to be evil, just because it was, if they did something and I was asked, I tell the truth. I tell it. I just have to tell the truth, And so, certainly in my adult life, it's the only thing. It's never about my opinion or my feeling. It's about what's the right thing. And then that's what I pursue. That's it. That's it. That's it. But I also know when the universe is whispering to me. It's the way that God communicates with all of us. You don't have to be... I believe we all have it, Having been so different my whole life, it's hard for me to speak about everybody else. But I believe that we all have that. If you silence your soul and silence your life, it's not about your ears. You could be deaf. It's about silencing your soul and silencing your life. But righteousness and truth has to be your absolute everything. And that's when you get the whisper. That's when it comes. That's what has guided me through my entire life, everybody. That's why I know I'm supposed to move to Africa. I'll tell you this story. Many years ago, I lived in California. And the whisper came just as it did with this, saying, you have to move to Atlanta. You have to move to Atlanta. I didn't know anybody in Atlanta. Nobody. Nobody. But lo and behold, I had met some brothers one day that were having some car trouble. And I helped them out. One of them was from Atlanta. He was visiting. Long story short, we kept in contact. The whisper was on me. You're supposed to move to Atlanta. You're supposed to move to Atlanta. You're supposed to move to Atlanta. Now, boom. I call this person and go, hey, man, is there anywhere I could just come and, get established? I'm sure I can get a job real quick. It's nothing, da, 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 da. So I went to Atlanta. Got to Atlanta on a Wednesday, everybody. This was back in the 1990s. Got to Atlanta on a Wednesday. Thursday, New York Undercover was the big show that used to come on. Boom. New York Undercover will not be seen tonight so that we can bring you the following special presentation. It was a whole 2-hour expose on the entertainment industry in Atlanta. Mind you, in California, I was doing movies. I was a choreographer. I've been teaching dance for many years professionally. I've been on television. I was doing it all. I had celebrity friends, all that stuff. But the universe was telling me, you move to Atlanta, you move to Atlanta, you move to Atlanta. So that's Thursday night. Boom, 2-hour expose on the entertainment industry in Atlanta. That was Thursday. Friday, I'm going with my buddy and his girl to the Ritz-Carlton, to another friend who works at Ritz-Carlton. Where were we going? I don't know. We were meeting him at Ritz-Carlton and then wherever we were going. But he wasn't off work quite yet when we got there. So we waited in like the little fancy foyer. There was a sister sitting in there. She was a singer. She's waiting on some producers that are supposed to be coming to meet her. They show up. The whole conversation is with me. That's Friday. They give me their card. They're interested in me. They want me to come to their office. They want me to audition. They want to see what my talents are. Da, 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 da. That's Friday. Saturday, I'm at a house party. And I step out on the back deck to get some fresh air because it's packed. They were playing Montel Jordan's This Is How We Do It. I sing that song better than he does. No shade. And Montel can sing. But anyway, and the sliding glass door was closed. There was a lady. She heard me. The music was blaring. She came outside. She goes, "You have an amazing voice. Do you have an agent?" It was a sister. She was an agent, like a real agent, well connected in Atlanta and everything. She gives me her card. So I get to Atlanta on a Wednesday. Thursday, I'm at fucking Ritz-Carlton talking to, or Thursday, the 2-hour expose. Friday, I'm at Ritz-Carlton and meet the producers. Saturday, I'm getting an agent. It was all going so fast. Then my boy's girl said, "Man, when this dude you was talking about that was in California that used to dance with Janet Jackson." I was like, "Yeah, Jimmy Locust. I've been trying to hook up with him." Because, again, the universe was saying, you have to meet Jimmy Locust. I knew Janet's choreographer, Tina Landon. I knew her. And I knew her boyfriend, Rene Elizondo. But I didn't know Janet. And so I was like, it's Jimmy, you know. And for you guys that don't know, Jimmy, if you watch Rhythm Nation, certainly if you watch Miss You Much, you see this little short dude look like a kid. He's not a kid. He's a grown man. But Jimmy is really short. And on Miss You Much, when they're like, "Where's Janet been?" And then she comes in, and they're like, "Janet, where have you been?" And she's like, "Just around." And then Jimmy has on these glasses and this hat, and he goes, "You guys, we have somebody very special." You know, he's kind of like throwing like low-key shade at her. That's Jimmy Locust. So she goes, so Renee goes, "It's this club we go to on Wednesdays. You should come. He be there." I'm like, "Are you serious?" She's like, I was like, "Take me to this place." Sure enough, Jimmy was there. And I walked up behind him and made the biggest mistake and almost blew everything in my life. Because I go, "Excuse me, Jimmy?" And I tapped him on his shoulder. And he turns around and I went, "I miss you much. Oh, I miss you much. I really miss you." And started doing he was like, "Don't do that. Please don't do that." I was trying to pay homage because he was in that project and I know the choreography and but he had some falling out with Janet, so it was not a good memory. So I apologized and smoothed out the whole incident. Ended up getting invited to his birthday party, which was like the next week or something. They gave you the laminate. It was all exclusive. There was paparazzi. He was now the choreographer for the Atlanta Hawks dance team and the cheerleaders. All these people were there, and I'm not even a sports fan, so there was no need for me to be like, "Oh, that's so-and-so, and that's so." I was just, that wasn't my life. I'm an entertainer, not a sports fan, all right? So, but nonetheless, there I was. And then got the exclusive invite to the after party. I would call my dad. I was like, "Dad, I told you guys I'm supposed to be in Atlanta. I'm supposed to be in Atlanta. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be." Anyway, I just mentioned that just to say I know when the winds of change are on my life and when the universe is whispering. And the universe has been telling me for years, "You're moving to Africa, you're moving to Africa, you're moving to Africa." But now I feel the sense of urgency, like I should have been gone already. And no shade to my half-sister, but she slowed me down at one point because I was full force. And she was like, "Well, maybe we should do it together." Okay, perfect. Then she fell off. Well, that slowed down my wing, you know. Anyway, no love lost. But my mother is buried in Chicago, everybody. And, you know, I will want to see her grave before I leave. Because I was only at it at some point when she died. But even that was a spiritual vision because my grandmother, before she died, we were talking one day. And I started describing my mother's funeral and what I was wearing and everything. And she goes, "You can't know that. You was an arm baby. You couldn't know that." I go, "I know it, Grandma. You know, somebody was holding me and I was wearing this powder blue little outfit and there her casket was laying across the way in the church, and they were like, there's no way you can't, you can't." But God had given me that, you know. And I've just always been that way my whole life. You know, I've told you guys I'm clairvoyant. I have a sixth sense and I feel energy. And it took me a lot of years before I could even say that out loud to people because they would look at you like you're crazy, you know. When I was little, when people would say to other kids, you know, what do you want to be in there? I'm going to be a firefighter. I'm going to be this. And then they get to me and I'd be like, I'm here to change the world. And they would just look at me like, oh, okay. You know, and they didn't take me seriously. And then when I got older, people looked at me like I was crazy, you know. But I know who I am, and I know what my calling is on the earth and what it is I'm supposed to be doing. And that's the only way I've ever done anything in my life. You talk to anybody that knows me intimately, and you say, Jedi, are you going to do such and such, such? I go, I don't know. I don't know. I have to wait for the universe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I have to wait. I have to wait. Because that's the only thing that's gotten me through anything in life. Everything. It doesn't matter what it is. From day to day, I wait for the universe. What am I doing? What am I doing? You know? So I don't want this to be long, everybody. It's not meant to be that. I just, as I said, I think I've said already, I felt like it's disrespectful to you and inappropriate that if I am going to establish and be asking my people to help me out financially on this, that is my destiny, my calling, and my dream, that I should speak to you directly. And so I came to do that. And as I've said, this is not just about me. I want to build that bridge for my people to be able to come to Africa. Everyone who wants to come, they will know the A to Z. This is what I have to do. This is the time frame. This is what it costs. Whatever, whatever. And eventually, I'd like to be able to set up a national, international GoFundMe that'll be called the, you know, the Great Return campaign, or something that expresses that this is a fund that anybody can donate to. Millionaires, billionaires, white people, Latinos, anybody that's got a coin can donate to this. Governments, whatever, can donate to this. So there's a fund, so that once you have the information, the curriculum that I've set up, because I'm laying the path now by my own move there. I'm learning all of the hardships and doing the research and knowing what has to happen. There'll be that. Then there'll be a fund. You say, you ready to come, brother? All right, cool. We need to look at your financials, make sure you're not taking advantage of your people. Then we look at that and we say, yeah, this brother, they family, okay, then we dispense a check and you're on your way to Africa, you see? But also while I'm there, I'd love to be able to establish reception compounds, you know, where people can come and you have an address when you get there. You know, you don't need to be in a hotel. There's an address when you get there. And as this moves forward, then we will have more people from America, black folk, there, so you feel even more familiar. And we've learned the lay of the land, and we can tell you how to deal and how to do this and what's a great place to live and all these things. This is my dream, everybody. You know, I know that I'm here for something different and great. My whole life has been pursuing what that is. I don't want to get emotional. But when I was pursuing entertainment, as I said, that was because I thought if I had money and access, people would hear me, I could change the world, you know. Back in 2014, when I started doing YouTube videos, that was about liberation and revolution. I wanted to get an organization going to start fighting back against the oppression of our people in this nation, you know. But I realized the apathy of my people. I had my big channel. I had 4.5 million views on that channel. Nearly 2,000 videos, 19,000 subscribers, but I had a second backup channel. So between those, I had like 22,000 subscribers. I couldn't get 10 solid people, brothers, just to step forward and say, Jedi, I'm so with you and I'm solid on this, you know. So it was I had to go back, but it was during that whole 2014 on that I began to realize your mission is for your people. That's what your mission is. That's what your mission is, you know. And so I preached liberation and revolution, and I preached liberation and revolution because I thought that with information, because to me, knowledge equals action. I thought with information, my people get angry, they get passionate about their situation and their condition, and now they're ready to do something. Let's organize and come together, and let's do what needs to be done for us, you know. So, but I also see the tide turning, and I know that all of us should be getting the hell up out of here. You know, it's no arbitrary coincidence that next year marks the 400-year mark of the first slave ships landing here. You know, it's also, there's a lot of other significant numbers that I'm not going to get into because I'll get long, that I know, everybody, because I live so close to the universe. I know I'm not somebody that's distracted. I don't have a lot of noise going on in my psyche and in my soul. I am always open to my divine creator, and that's how he guides me. So I know the things of which I speak. We all need to be getting the hell up out of here. You understand? Put down fear. And don't think that Africa is a bunch of huts. It's not. It's just like here in so many places. Anywhere you go, I could show you pictures. You'd be like, is that New York? Is that Chicago? Is that LA? Put down these false images that have been given to us by this devil who does not want us to leave, does not want us to long for Africa. You see, because we already about to be the majority here. We already are, if you ask me. He doesn't need our knowledge of his ass there on the continent. Because one of the things I will be doing, because it's just who I am, when I get to Africa, I'm still going to be an activist for African people. And I'll be whispering to all my people in Africa, they are the devil, don't have shit to do with them, this is what they've done in America, this is who they really are, don't go for the fake grand, woo, woo, woo. Any of them I run into, I will definitely, you know, make things very difficult and make the ass want to leave the entire continent, because I understand who I am and I understand who our people are and what we have and are going through. I'm clear about those things. I'm clear. I'm clear. So I ask for your donation from my heart. From my heart, I ask you this, everybody. From my heart. From my heart. Give what you can. Give what you can. Give what you can. As I say, if you're watching me on any device, that means you got at least 4 quarters. Put down selfishness. Put down the crabs in the barrel thing and all that. I'm an honest man. And I would not ask you this if I did not need it. Thank you again to those of you who have given, multiple times even, and all of you who have given. I thank you in advance. Please help me to realize this mission. I thank you.